Let's now try to create a simple fun facts page using React. In our page, we'll be displaying a simple logo, a heading, and few list items. So let's quickly import our first element, which is create root element. Then with the help of create root method, we'll be calling document.getElementById, and using this method, we'll be linking the div with the id root, and this div is already present inside index.html right here. Since this method is going to return the div element with the id root, we'll be storing it inside some variable, which will be a constant actually, and let's call it root. So now this root will be referring to the div with the id root. Our next step is to render different elements using root.render. So the first thing that we'll be rendering is the image. The next element will be the h1 header, and the last element will be an unordered list, which will consist of different fun facts. Now, as we already know that we cannot render multiple elements at once, so we have to keep them inside some parent element. Let's call it main, and then we can move these elements inside main, so we can render a parent element which can contain multiple child elements. I have already downloaded and included React logo.png to our project, and we'll be using the same image right here inside image tag. So we'll be linking this image using src attribute and the name of the image. Next, I'll be giving the width of the image as 40 pixels, and in case if the image doesn't appear, I want to display some text. Let's call it React logo. The next thing that I want to display is some header. Since we are displaying universal fun facts, let's give it a heading of universe fun facts. Finally, we will place few fun facts in the form of list items here. So I'm going to create few list items. So we'll be adding the fun facts inside the list items. I'll quickly paste the fun facts within the list items as I've already copied them. And also, in order to provide some style, I have provided some style for the body element and the header. So for body, I'm giving a padding of 20 pixel and using the font family of Arial, Helvetica or sans serif. Also the background of the body will be dark colored and the font color will be white. For header, I'm using a margin from the top as 30 pixel. So if we quickly run our program using npm run dev and visit our web page, then you will see this page displaying few universe fun facts. Right now the image is not displaying. We'll fix this up later. So we have created a simple fun facts page, but something is missing here. Right now everything is placed inside same page, and if our page grows, then all the future content will also be placed here, which is not a good coding practice. So a better way of writing our code is to make use of React's powerful feature, which is components. Of all the programming languages that I know, function is a very powerful way of wrapping up reusable code. So function basically wraps up all the code and provides encapsulation. Similarly, in React as well, we can create a function just like this and can place our code inside curly braces. So our function will be returning some value, and that value is our current logic. So we will be copy and pasting this code inside the return statement between the brackets, and we also need to provide some name to our function. So let's call it fun facts. And just like in any other programming language, instead of this code, we can now call our function funFacts. So I have to first remove this extra bracket, and if we run our program and go back to our web page, we'll see the same content. We are missing few things. The first thing is, whenever we are defining a function, then we won't be using camel casing. In fact, React prefers Pascal naming convention. That is, the first letter of the function or a method will always be capitalized. So this is the right way of writing or naming any method or function in React. Also, in React, we do not call any method or function like this. In fact, we call our components using triangular brackets and passing the function or method name just like this. And if we go back to our page and refresh it again, we'll see the same content without any error.